everyone, my name is Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are doing July's TBR to be rolled. That I do every single month to pick my TBR. We've been doing it for a year and a half now. If you want to know all of the rules and like all the nitty-gritty details, I will leave this year's January video linked down below because we did do some upgrades for 2023, but otherwise this is a die that I stole from my toddler. His game is you roll the die, it has a color pop up, and there are different cards that correspond to activities you have to do or colors you have to find or counting, you know, toddler things. But I took that concept and made it into other cards, so each color is actually a different way of picking my TBR. So red corresponds to a card of who has to pick my TBR, orange is for my TBR bucket, or I guess we're in a box this year, which is a better thing than it was last year. Yellow is for like format of book or age grouping of book. Green are for challenges. I absolutely love green, even though we don't get it very often. Blue is for a poll pick, so you guys get to tell me what to read. And purple is for Stephen King, because I'm technically doing a Stephen King project, even though I've been slacking on it recently, but that's what it means. I do roll this dice 5 times every single month, although I have also been rolling it a little bit extra in the last like 3 months because I roll more based on how badly I purchased books in that month, etc. So that's all it is for the overview. We are going to review this last month first, which was June. I will say right now that I still have 2 weeks before July. I'm filming this early because I need to get it up slightly earlier than usual for my video schedule. But also, my daughter Elliot's birthday is at the very end of June, and we're doing her birthday party the very beginning of July. So I've also been party planning a lot. So that's going to have impacted my reading a little bit. Let's just jump into what June was supposed to be. So we ended up rolling the dice 6 times in June. The first one we had here was a poll pick. You guys voted for me to read You Should See Me in a Crown. I have read that one. Then we got Stephen King for The Drawing of Three. I have not read that one. Then we got The Cabin at the End of the World. I don't remember why we picked that one. Oh, it was a bucket pick. I picked that one. I have not read that one yet. The next one we had here was another bucket pick for Ashford Parker Doesn't Fail. I have read that one. Then we got The House Across the Lake. That was actually because Presley picked a book for me. And the last one was another poll pick for Love and Other Disasters. I actually have not read either of those two. I've only read 2 out of the 6 books so far this month. Like I said, we do still have 2 more weeks left, but I don't think I'm finishing them all. So not finishing them doesn't actually give me a punishment in this game. It just, like, if I do finish them, I get a prize, as in I get to buy another book. So that's not a big deal. I have been rolling 6 times recently because I bought too many things around March, and technically I could roll 6 times for this month, but I'm only gonna roll 5 times. To start with, if I roll the same color 3 times, I will add a roll, but I'm gonna start at 5 this time. And there's a couple reasons for that. One is July should be the Indie Accords readathon. We haven't seen an official announcement on that yet. And that doesn't really matter for the 5 books, but I did want to mention, because of that, I'm exclusively going to be picking indie books in this TBR. So even if I somehow have a card, and I don't think I do, that says I have to read a traditionally published book, I'm gonna say that I'm not doing that one and pick a different card. I don't think I have anything like that though, but I'm only gonna be reading indie books and picking indie books for this TBR. But I have a readathon coming out at the end of July. We have a 2-week readathon that is going to be July 17th through July 30th. I actually just recently posted the announcement video, so I'll leave it linked down below. But we're doing the second round of the Choose Your Own Adventure readathon, and for that one, you don't get your prompts until you're actually in the readathon and participating and reading through your choose your own adventure story. I'm gonna be playing it like a normal person doing it who would not know what the prompts are. So I don't want to have a whole bunch of books on this TBR that I somehow haven't gotten to by the middle of July and then want to try and fit them in. I want to do more of the actual like doing the readathon and mood reading it like you should do, because basically for that readathon, you read your story, you get to a point where you have to make a choice, and then based on what choice you pick, it gives you a prompt. So for example, I think this is actually one from the last time we did the readathon. I don't think I have this prompt this time, but last time was Star Trek, and so when you got to choose like a companion to go with you, one of the people you could have picked was Dr. McCoy or Bones, and so once you made your choice, and you had to make your choice first, then you got your prompt, which was to read a book with Bones in the title or on the cover. So then based on that, you would be like, oh, okay, this is my prompt, I need to figure that out. What do I want to read? And so I'm gonna try and do it that way, mood reading it and everything like that. I'm also gonna vlog it, but I don't want to have a whole bunch of books on this TBR in case I want to really, really mood read the second half of the month. So we're only gonna roll 5 times. Now, also, because like I said, it is supposed to be the indie Accords in July, I'm going to be skipping the Stephen King rolls. I'm not saying that I'm not going to be reading Stephen King, even though I haven't read Stephen King in the last 2 or 3 months. I've been really behind on it, but what that means for this game is that if purple comes up, I'm going to just treat it as a re-roll. I'm going to roll it to get a different color. However, if I do somehow end up with 3 purples while we're playing, I will still count that as 3 of the same color and we'll add a roll onto the game. But I'm not going to be picking Stephen King books because I only want indie stuff and he does not do indie. So I think that's everything. Like I said, I will leave announcement videos and everything that I have linked down below for all the stuff that I talked about. But yeah, indie books for the month of July. I do have some both physically and in ebook form, and I'm pretty sure a lot of them will fit the challenges that I have on these cards. So I think that is it. Let's get started. Roll number 1. I'm gonna start rolling it this way, yeah? Okay, ready? You ready?
Can I bake?
You can. Yeah?
Bake.
Oh.
Miss.
It's purple. We gotta roll again. Can you hand it to me? We had purple, so we're gonna do roll number 1 again. Ready? Ooh. Hit it. Oh, you hit it with your head. Oh. What color is it?
Blue.
Oh, you just hit it again. What color is it now? Green. You're so silly. Let's see, can you guys see it? We're trying a better angle, but it's not really working. It's green. Okay, so roll number 1 was purple, so we re-rolled and we got green. So this is going to be cards that have challenges on them, which I absolutely love. So, okay, here's the green cards. Which one are you gonna pick? Oh, that's a couple cards. Okay, show the camera. It says color. Color. So what I'm gonna do is pull up, I think I'm gonna do a color wheel generator thing just because it'll have more colors than the actual dice. A color wheel. And then whatever color pops up, the cover has to be that color. Okay, so I do have the color wheel. I will put it here so you guys can actually see it. But we are going to spin. Yeah, you can see it. It's right here on my phone. Color wheel.
That's the color.
It is. Okay, so we're gonna hit spin and see what color that we get.
Pin. Let's pin it.
Light green. It was almost just on green, so light green. So whatever book I pick has to have light green on the cover. So this is not light green on the entire cover, but as soon as I went over to my TBR bookcase, this is the book that caught my eye and I knew I needed to pick it. It does have light green. It's gonna be Riffs and Refrains by Devney Perry. So this is technically, I think, book 2 in this Hush Notes series. I have all of them, but they are like rock star romances. I don't think you have to read them in order. And I think the main reason this is book 2 is that they're all by different authors, and the authors' last names are in alphabetical order for book 1, 2, and 3. So that's why I think you can actually read them in any order. But this one is going to be following the female drummer of the band. That's all I know, but it is indie. I'm very excited because I've had these for a little while. I love the covers, but yeah, light green, neon green even, because like the neon lights. So this is our first pick. Roll number 2. Okay, I'm gonna throw it this way and try and hit it over here, yeah? Ready? Hit it. Whoa, with your head! What? Where did it go? Yellow! Can you guys see? I think he's in the way. Get out of the way. Yellow! Okay, roll number 2 was yellow. So we have yellow cards. Those are going to be about like format, age grouping, genre. Yellow cards. Oh! Show the camera. It says indie.
Indie.
This is what I was doing anyway. So yeah, the card that he picked is indie, which just means I now need to pick an indie book, which I was gonna do no matter what anyway, so it's perfect. Okay, so I think the one that I'm going to pick is going to be an ebook, just because we just had a physical book, and last month I only had physical books, which made it a little bit harder to like pick and choose, because I like to have some ebooks as well. So the one that's sticking out to me, I actually have quite a lot of indie ebooks, especially recently, just because they seem to have good sales, or especially like romance ones. They have like romance stuff your Kindle events like almost every quarter, I want to say, of the year. But I think the one that is sticking out to me is one that I've been meaning to read for a while now. It's Wolf Gone Wild by Juliet Cross. A lot of people that have read this absolutely love it. She just finished the last book in that series, and they're all different paranormal romances. I don't know anything else about this one, but I really like the cover, and it sounds really good. So I think that's the one that we're going to go with. Roll number 3. Okay, throw it.
3.
You do. Whoa! Oh, and your head!
Green.
Green! Then roll number 3 was another green. Okay, you gotta pick a green again for me. Okay, here. Random number. We're getting a lot of different like
What's
generators
that?
now. That's the number sign.
Number sign.
Okay, so as I was saying, we're getting a lot of like random number generators. This one works a little bit different, just because it's actually going to be me randomizing my TBR list on Goodreads. And I guess because I have more indie ebooks than physical books, we're going to randomize my TBR for ebooks. So I had to go to the desktop version because it does not look like the app actually lets me randomize, but I know there is a way to do it, so I just have to go to the desktop version of it. Okay, so now in my books, I'm going to go to my TBR on Kindle, and then there should be down here, yes, sort by random, whatever one pops up. Rest in Pieces by Lucinda Dark. Okay, so this is going to be Barbie the Vampire Hunter, so I'm assuming it's supposed to be similar to like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. But yeah, okay. Gonna be vampires. Looks like the genres also say paranormal, fantasy, urban fantasy, reverse harem, so like a wide choose romance. Very interesting. I don't know much about this. A lot of the things that I have, not even just on my ebook TBR, but on my other TBRs, are things that like when I first put them on my TBR, I wanted to read, but I don't know anything about them now. So that's what we have, Rest in Pieces. Roll number 4. Hey, 2. Oh,
Miss.
that's okay. What color is it though?
Orange.
Orange. Then roll number 4 was orange. This is for the TBR box. Okay, we have orange cards. This is going to tell us how many papers we're allowed to pick out of the box.
What?
What does it say?
It's 3.
It is 3. Good job. Okay, so we have the TBR box here. This has all of my TBR, indie and non-indie. So what I'm gonna do is pick 3 papers that are all indie. So I might have to put some back and see. One of them just jumped out, so we'll see if that is indie. But I'm gonna have 3 indie papers and we'll see which one I wanna pick. Okay, so the one that jumped out actually is indie. It is Teach Me by Olivia Dade. So this is going to be a contemporary romance. Pick number 2 is not indie. Number 2 again is indie. We have Mermaid by S.T. Lin. This is part of the Black Trans Fairy Tales collection. They're all short stories with characters from fairy tales that were originally like male, female, cisgendered, black, and trans in those fairy tales. So that was pick number 2. Let's do number 3. Those are both not indie. Not indie. Also not indie. This is indie. Okay, so then the third one I have here is Lingus by Mariana Zapata. Yes, I absolutely love Mariana Zapata because she is like the queen of slow burn romance. This one, I think I got for free a couple years ago, and so I downloaded it on Kindle. This is one of her first books, and it feels very different in summary because a lot of hers have like sports in it somewhere, and this is more about, I think, like a porn convention. I have no idea. I'm a little intimidated by this, but so we have 3 different indie books. Based on the fact that I have not been doing so great with my reading this month, Lingus is probably going to be quite long because Mariana Zapata does long, slow burn romances, even though I love them. And Olivia Dade, that one's not too long, but it's a physical book. I think I'm going to go with Mermaid by S.T. Lin because it is going to be short. I think the first book that I read of this, which was Cinderella, which I also gave 5 stars early this year, like I loved it, was under 100 pages. So this should be very short. I have it on ebook and I really love the first one, so I'm hoping to like this one as well. Okay, mommy's turn. Roll number 5. Ready? Come over on this side. Oh, you hit it with your head! Oh, and then you kicked it! What color? It's red now. You're so silly. And then roll number 5, our last roll for today was red. So this is going to be cards based on who gets to actually pick a book for me. Okay, here's our red cards. Pull. Oh, okay, show the camera. It says hubby. Hey, Leon, you get to pick me a book.
Hubby.
Yeah. So Daddy gets to pick a book. Do you want options and then you get to pick one of the options, or do you just want to try and pick? Okay. Okay, so I picked 4 books for Leon to choose from. He does not want to be on camera today, which is perfectly fine. But these are all semi-recent things that I have acquired. So the first is Trapped in Wonderland by Danny Hoots. This is a book that I got at the very end of last year during an author signing. I think it's going to be YA, so young adult romance, Alice in Wonderland-ish. Then we have Fat Witch Summer by Lizzie Ives. This is one of my most recent acquisitions. I purchased it off Kickstarter when they were doing this one, and I think it actually just recently went through a wide release as well, but it is indie, and this is about a witch who is plus sized, and her mom gets to pick what kind of like special witchy power she has, and she decides to run away and try and steal powers for herself because she's pretty sure her mom is going to choose for her to have glamour magic so she can be prettier. Then I have I Am Not Your Chosen One by Evelyn Benvey. This is an adult fantasy male romance, I'm pretty sure, about somebody who is the chosen one but does not want to be. That's all I know. It also came in a rainbow crate, so it's very, very pretty. And then the last one I have here is actually a comic. This is Urban Animal Volume 1 by John Amore and Justin Jordan. This is something that is, I think, on Webtoon, but again, I purchased it as a Kickstarter when they were doing like physical versions, and so it would be very easy to read, and it is indie because it's a Kickstarter version. They don't have like a traditionally published version, and I don't actually know much about this except for I think people turn into animal-ish things. It is very cute. That one? I was hoping you were gonna pick that one. I was hoping he was gonna pick this one because it is I Am Not Your Chosen One by Evelyn Benvie. Pretty much he saw that it was very cute and decided that was the one. And this is actually something that I mentioned in my Do I Have That Indie Book challenge, which is perfect for this month coming up. That's actually something that I created by myself, but one of the prompts that I had on there was like, what's your next indie book or your like next highly anticipated indie book? And I actually picked this one, so I was hoping he was gonna pick this one, and he did. It is absolutely gorgeous because it is from Rainbow Crate. I'm very excited. So that's all the books. So we do have I Am Not Your Chosen One, an ebook of Mermaid by St. Lin, also Rest in Pieces by Lucinda Dark, and Wolf Gone Wild by Juliet Cross. And then also Riffs and Refrains by Devney Perry. That is one thing I love about indie books is a lot of them I will get as an ebook, and so sometimes that is just easier to read when I have kids, which I do have, and I read a lot at night, and sometimes ebooks are just easier than getting a book out and getting a book live. So 2 physical books and 3 ebooks. That is going to be everything for this month, and like I said, I'm hoping to get through all of these in like the first couple weeks of July, because then I have my readathon basically the last 2 weeks of July, and that's gonna be more mood readings, see what prompt I actually get, and then picking a book based on that. Like I said, I will vlog it because I did that last time and had a lot of fun, and that's going to be it, I think. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more videos. I do have videos coming out on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I will see you then. Bye! Hey!